Same goddamn thing, really. Anyway, I'm here today to explain why I'm trolling you fuckers. It's very simple. You're all inferior beings. Every last one of you. There is not an emo or a scene kid or whatever you want to call it that is worth a damn in this world. And let me explain why. See, let's look at the root word, emo. It's basically short for emotional something or other. Emotions, emotion, it's all based on emotion. Your whole scene, your whole subculture, if you can call it a real subculture. Now, what separates human beings from every other species on the planet? We are able to forego emotion in favor of something called reason. Emos, by their very nature of their scene, their subculture, have abandoned reason willingly. They have made emotion the cornerstone of their existence, and in so doing they have turned their back on what is best about being human. Seriously, only animals and children and retarded people make emotion the cornerstone of their existence. Emos, though, have no excuse for this, though. The average emo is old enough that they can start to use reason. So, really, you have taken on the mantle of lesser beings willingly. You know, you just do not have the capacity to make your own decisions. And usually by the time you've been in the subculture of emo for a year or two, it's already too late to reclaim somebody who has been that far into it. So, yes, you are lesser beings. You know, you're really not even... By abandoning your capacity for human reason, you know, you're not even really truly human anymore. You know, you're... Like I said, you're just inferior. I mean, your behaviors, your music... Oh, God, especially the music. You know, I mean, have you ever listened to... You know, for those of you that aren't emo and don't know much about it, I mean, have you ever really listened to one of their songs? My God. Emo music, it's like listening to somebody, you know, cry and whine like a defeated, gang-raped prison bitch. And it's usually over something very small. You know, I mean, they sit there and they cut themselves, they listen to the music and they cut themselves with razors on the wrist. And it's usually over something petty that everybody else has had to go through. And so, yeah, I mean, that's the first point I wanted to bring up. You're inferior. You're not really people. You're things. And I said it. You're not people. You're things. Now, I also wanted to state that I'm officially going to declare the emo subculture dead. Deader than disco, deader than punk rock. May punk rock rest in peace. You know, and I don't want to hear from you NOFX fans or maybe other so-called punkers about this. You know, Johnny Rotten himself said that the punk rock scene was dead. You know, may it rest in peace. But the emo subculture is most assuredly dead. Now I know I'm going to hear from you emo kids saying, well, wait a minute, it's alive and kicking. I'm still in it. Yeah. Well, so what? You know, here's the thing. Since you are lesser beings who don't have the mental capacity to make your own decisions, your whole subculture was invalid from the moment it was declared. Stillborn. You know, deader than disco, deader than punk rock, and deader than that faggot from Hawthorne Heights. Excuse me. Now, so you're gonna say, oh yeah, I'm still in it, I'm still in it, there's still bands. You know, here's the thing. Long after disco is most assuredly dead, as an example. But there are people who are still into disco. You know, I mean, the music of Elvis. You know, Elvis has been dead for years, but there are still Elvis fans. You know, so like I said, emo is dead. I've officially laid it to rest. Now that we've established that emos are lesser beings, and that their scene is dead, whether they realize it or not, the healing process can now begin. those of you who still have the capacity to reason but are calling yourselves emos, you know, if you're still using reason, you're not really emos anymore. You know, you've never been true to the scene. You know, you're living a lie. But since you're still using reason, you know, you're free to leave the subculture now that you know the truth about it. Now, for those of you that deny your status as lesser beings and deny that the emo subculture is dead, you know, it's too late for you. You know, you are most assuredly living a lie. You are totally kidding yourselves. And, you know, I would even venture so far as to say that your attitudes, your values, what you hold most dear is a threat to Western civilization. And I'll talk about that in another video. After this video, I've got to do a video about some furries because there's some breaking news on that. But yeah, the video after the next one will definitely be about what to do about the emo problem. So that's what's going on. Be sure to keep watching for it, and hopefully when I get a chance I'll post some links in the sidebar to this video showing more evidence as to what's wrong with emo and why it sucks, basically. So stay tuned for it, and you Emofags, whether you realize it or not, you're wrong, I'm right.